Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. I have woken up I've had a day where I've been all snuffly. There's Ozbell. Ozbell, if you like the thumbnail, I have to give the credit to Ozbell. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing and I love it. I'm yet to get Ozbell's permission, but I'm thinking I might make that into a sticker so you can actually have all the memories of all the topics that we discuss. We have got lots to discuss tonight. I've actually done an order. I've actually done a list. It's a 2-page list of things we've got to talk about tonight because we've got Creepshow art, we've got friendly jordies to discuss, we've got Katie Joy without a crystal ball to discuss, we have got some idiotic politicians that we have to discuss, some things that have happened. Ozbell, yes, I was thinking stickers or something. Beautiful. Yeah, great. So there is a lot to discuss because I don't know, the Friendly Jordies defamation case is just amazing. And let me tell you that file is restricted. So I got more to say about that later, because I did ask for a copy of the statement of claim. So I actually have to fill in an affidavit as with reasons why. Luigi time, yes. Did you see the Mario? Let me just pull up the picture for those of you that didn't see it well, because I showed it to Harrison because I haven't really explained the whole I didn't explain the whole you only have to mention that I will do whatever you want. Oh, that is amazing. But as I said, I absolutely love it. What an amazing picture. Let me just grab a copy of that. Didn't screenshot it. It's sort of like a where's Wally type thing, because it's like, where is this and where is that? Let me just pull it up. And I thought I had this. Yeah, I've spent some time pulling up everything that I needed to talk about tonight. And so for those of you that have been with me for a while, some of these will make more sense than to some of you that are new. But still, it's great. This still is, I need to make this bigger. Did you find? No, I didn't find the frog. There is a frog here somewhere. Right. Oh, is this it here? Is the frog behind there, the toad? So this is what Ozbell made for me. So we've got Joe's coffee and chat. So we've got the troll splatter. We've got our little sock account, our little sock puppet. We've got the planner. We've got Mario. We've got Ban on Fans. We've got our violin. There's obviously a froggy there. And we've got Harrison the fish. We've got our music notes. And we've got the girl in the coffee cup. Yes, he has one crystal ball. Oh, yeah, there it is there. He's got one crystal ball. That is classic. So I'm thinking I might make that into a sticker. So then but this is everything that we've covered so far. Thank you, Plan to Create. Yeah, I'm a bit overwhelmed. It's still all growing. Obviously, talking about politicians and corruption and lawsuits is what some people want to know, and I've got more on that. So yes. Oh, really? You came from Bambi Bot's video. I just came from Bambi Bot's video promoting your channel. So glad I made it to your live stream. Wow, I'm getting promoted. Hello, John. So, yeah, so here we go. So we've got our Mario now because we're dealing with Mario. Did they, Kino? Lovely. I'm glad they loved the wallet. And I'm glad it finally got to you as well. I'm really happy. I've got one. I've got a red one still left. If they want one, hint, hint. So yeah, I've got one more left. I could probably get more, but if the demand was there, I could get more. So let's start. My top of the list was Creepshow art. I don't know, but there are so many. It's been amazing seeing your channel grow so much. I know, and I actually, have said to, I also have to remember that I have to, keep. It's really tempting to, let it all go to my head, but I'm trying. I'm trying not to. I don't really want to, because I know that you're gonna all, keep me grounded. So there's been another person that's come out and shared their story today by the name of Kevin. And Kevin actually says, and I'm not going to read it. It's a very long Twitter rant, very, very long. I shouldn't say rant. However, Kevin met Shannon in college in 2011. So, and essentially tells the story of how they met Shannon, and I've said they because that's their pronouns, and that he met, he was introduced to Anthony's music, that he thought that they thought that Anthony was not good for Shannon, etc., etc. So they go through and tell the story about Shannon, and then Kevin shares some information about Shannon. Shannon told me how she planned to harass Emily, either by sending her letters or prank her calling home, how she planned to leave hate messages on her videos or DM from her burner accounts to spread hate. This is when I began to distance myself. So Kevin goes through the story and talks about how they have guilt because they didn't do anything about it, and how they've rebranded. They deleted their online presence and rebranded, and then Shannon found them, and then they got worried, and so there's a whole story here. So this is Kevin Coulter, if you want to actually have a look. So the interesting thing is, Without a Crystal Ball got involved, and Emily Art was the response to that was, because I can't see it because I'm blocked from Without a Crystal Ball, of course, I'm just ignoring her at this point. I knew about the rotten stuff she did long before this, so I'm just pretending she doesn't exist. I hope she can find a path to a better life, but this ain't it, sis. So, yes, we've got Without a Crystal Ball inserting herself into this story. So that's essentially what's going on. So there's lots, every day there's more people talking. Well, she said Marcus Paul and his team had to retract their coverage for legal reasons, and that you were helping to show the severity of the issue. Yes, I realised Marcus Paul actually had to retract the stuff, retract. And the case is actually you can't just, people just can't go get the case documents either. I actually have to fill out, which is really highly unusual for a high-profile public interest case. So they're restricted. It's all unrestricted access. So check out Kevin Coulter. Read the stuff on Emily Outfor. Hello, Princess Jack. Princess Jack. So read Kevin's Twitter post, because it's gives you a whole nother insight. But as I said, Without a Crystal Ball's been inserting herself into that stuff today. And she did a live today as well, which we can look at later. I've got a couple of things to show you as well. So that's that one. The next one. This is a. Oh, I was going to actually do timestamps as well, so so that was so that people can find what they're interested in. So this is something happened in Parliament today. So for those of you that have been following along, I've been following a matter involving one of the senior members of the federal Parliament, and government bars Senate bid for inquiry into Porter's suitability to be a minister. So Green Senator Larissa Waters had accused the government in the Senate chamber of thriving on secrecy. Oh, sorry, Sarah loves donuts. What did you do? It's only a 5-second ban. So they blocked her today from bringing in legislation. So Larissa Waters on her Twitter, government is blocking me introducing a bill for an inquiry into whether Mr. Porter is fit to remain in cabinet given the unresolved allegations. Blocking a bill is very rare. This protection racket for the boys' club from a government allergic to transparency. As Joe Dyer sits in the Senate to hear intro of a bill to deliver some semblance of justice for her friend Kate, this government under this PM, who didn't even read the dossier and just believed Porter without any inquiry, just blocked the bill. What an insult to survivors everywhere. The government's trying to stop me from reintroducing the bill for a commission into the inquiry of Porter. They are voting to gag debate to suspend standing orders to allow me to reintroduce. Numbers are fairly balanced so far. It comes down to pairs. I'll have to check out Nightbot again. So the government is really stopping people from trying to get answers into what's going on with Christian Porter and what he did. So she was caught posting symbols. Let me just fix that up. All right, let me symbols. Apparently she posted excess symbols. The minimum number of symbols posted before Nightbot will punish the user is, I've now changed it to 15. So, hey, Hannah, I'll show you this later. I'll show you how this works. So, the other thing that happened today, and this happened in New South Wales Parliament, this is about bras. Sorry, Sarah. I have changed it to 15 symbols. This is about bras. Now, this is Helen Dalton. She says, I asked New South Wales Premier Gladys B what she was doing about some of the disgraceful behaviour of her Deputy Premier, John Barilaro. Her response, Labor, Labor, Labor. So let's have a watch of this.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Premier. The Deputy Premier's office has been buying the website names of female political opponents and using the sites to smear. When asked about this, he bragged, we pulled their hands down. The Deputy Premier also called me a disgusting human. My guess, do you endorse the buying of website names of female opponents, and what are you doing to combat the misogyny and bad behaviour on your deck?
Order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the member for her question, and I'll answer it in two parts. Firstly, on the issue of websites, I understand this week, and there was an article in the Australian, that the New South Wales Labor...
Can't hear audio? Yeah, I don't know. I've got it up. Wait on. Maybe I need to pull it up louder. I'll try and get it louder. So she asks about what was he going to do about the misogynist behaviour. And essentially the Premier said that Labor was just as bad. So let me try this again. All right. I'll try it again. Sorry.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is website names of female political. When asked about we pulled their pants down. The Deputy Premier also called me a disgusting human. My question is, do you endorse the buying of website names of female opponents, and what are you doing to combat the misogyny and bad behaviour of your deputy?
Order.
So she was asked what was she doing. So what was she doing to combat the bad behaviour from her Deputy Premier? So hello to everyone that's joining us.
Madam Speaker.
Order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the member for her question, and I'll answer it in two parts. Firstly, on the issue of websites, I understand this week, and there was an article in the Australian, that the New South Wales Labor Party was forced to delete a prominent website it purchased in my name, gladysveragiclia.com.au, and apparently it was an independent body. It was the country's Internet Domain Name Administration Authority.
Order. I'm sure we're all interested to hear
So
the answer.
a few weeks
Order.
after.
Member for him.
So a few weeks after the Labor opposition and others you raised this as an issue, little did anybody know that they were actually had committed the crime or committed themselves.
Member for Swansea.
In fact, it said.
You raise another point of order. You need to set the call. The Premier is being entirely relevant to the question.
I'd like to know what she's
this
doing.
isn't a chance to debate. Resume your seat. Resume your seat. The question was in relation to websites. The Premier is being relevant. She will be heard in silence.
And Madam Speaker.
Anyway, that was it. So essentially, she brought it on about she didn't answer a question about the deputy opposition leader. Of course, they never do. They never answer the questions. So, Madam Speaker, the Speaker's more biased than Eddie umpiring Carlton and Collingwood game. Yes. Well, they usually are because they're usually from the sitting Parliament. So Helen Dalton's starting to call out the behaviour of John Bruz in Parliament, and he's getting nowhere at the moment. She was very quick making it all about herself. I know somebody else that likes to make it all about themselves too. So, all right. So here's another interesting thing. This is federal parliament today. So as you may know, there is a mouse problem in country New South Wales. And there was a question asked of the acting Prime Minister, who is the National Party leader. And I want to show you this reply because this is being talked about. So I want to get your reaction, what you think of it. So this is Michael McCormick. He is the acting Prime Minister at the moment. This guy at the moment is in charge of the country. Heaven help my heart. Anyway, bring in the cats. I think so. And then we have to bring in the dogs, and then we have to bring in the elephant. Oh, what is it? Dogs, and Anyway, here's what he says. Oh, of course, it's not working. All right.
Coming out, and I didn't hear the people for the ethical treatment, people for the
Right, here we go. Sorry.
Around your factory, and then we have, of course, Peter, the people for the ethical treatment of animals coming out. And I didn't hear the member for Melbourne disendorsing them, saying that the mice, the poor little curious creatures, should be rehomed. Well, I actually agree with Peter. They should be rehomed into their inner city apartments so that they can nibble away at their food and their feet at night and scratch their children at night around your factory. And then we have
right. So there you go. So he's being controversial because he's now saying, or the statement that's come out of that is that having them around, they should be delivered to people's houses. Rehoming mice. Yes, that's apparently what Peter says. So it says the acting Prime Minister The acting Prime Minister of Australia says he wants mice rehomed into their inner city apartments so they can nibble away at their food and their feet at night and scratch their children at night. So what do you reckon about that? That was his response. He wasn't very happy, was he? Let's rehome. Well, Peter wants to rehome the mice. I don't know that you could rehome the mice, and I don't know that that's the solution either. Take them to Snake Island. Oh, the snakes would be okay. I mean, couldn't they catch them and then give them to the zoos? Buy more cats. Huh? I don't know, Peter. I really don't know. That doesn't bother me, to be honest with you. It does. I mean, yeah. I think I do. I'm going to eventually stream on YouTube as well. Unfortunately, there is a problem. They have to be culled. They do it with the kangaroos. Yeah, they do it. But that would be my only solution, is that they catch the mice and they feed them to the snakes at the zoos. Or when we did that with snakes here, the ecosystem was disrupted. Wow. So there is a big problem with mice, particularly in the farming areas. The mice are eating all the wheat and all the stock and all the crops. So, yeah, that's true. Zoos wouldn't be able to use too high risk of bacteria. That is a good point, John. See, I'm an ideas person. They're not always practical. Bit hard to catch field mice. They're not as dopey as house mice. Yeah. Peter isn't really an ethical company anyway, but the mice are actually the mice are a health issue, yeah. Catching them is basically impossible, and introducing another species to deal with them will only introduce more problems. Yeah. See, I love this chat. No one ever says, "Oh, that's a really stupid idea," or "That's a dumb idea," or that we this is discussion. No, we could actually sort out all the problems in the world by this chat, because we have respectful chats. It's really important that we do that. All right, where's my next screenshot? That's it. Yeah, we do need a multi-layered approach. Yeah, feed them to the cane toads. Oh, that's funny. Feed them to the cane toads. Oh dear, that would work. Although you don't mind inserting your I don't mind inserting my opinion in Aussie affairs. Well, that's all right. Well, the thing is, Sarah Loves Donuts, is that you might actually come up with something that we haven't thought of, to be honest with you. I'm always open for that. You thought the same thing about the toads? Hello, Jessica. How are you? Cool. So, yeah, you're all honorary Aussies at the moment anyway. So I'm actually just going to put this on slow-mo because I can't keep up with all the comments, and I'm going to make it 10 seconds. So just so that I can keep up with the comments, because my screen is just flying by. So, bucket of water, less than half full with some bits of floating food. They fell in around. Wow, is that what she did? Wow. I worked on a grain farm in between Moree and Gondawindi during the last plague. The only way we could keep them out of the homestead was to put the paddock bait under the house. Wow. John says the cane toad, it could work. It makes the cane toad sick. Well, that might solve two problems at once, eh? We fix the cane toad problem and the mice problem. That's all right. I've pushed him back to 20 minutes, Gail, every 20 minutes. But that's okay. And then I have another one for Discord every 25 minutes. So, yeah. So, but I just find the comment to be really, I know he was hitting out at Peter, but I don't know that wishing that upon anybody is actually very smart. However, welcome to our politics. Don't want us to. Well, that's all right. I've just got to watch Nightbot so that Nightbot doesn't kick too many people out. Let me show you. Let me show you how Nightbot works, because I like to do this. I like to take you behind the scenes. Hello. So this is Nightbot. So Nightbot's showing, last night we had over 600 messages. We haven't got that many. So these are the people that have been timed out and what they got timed out for. And the top chatter at the moment is Gail. So there's a command list. So I can put in, so there's default commands here so that we can filter. So all the filters. In fact, I can provide you the ability to request songs in chat. And can also do a random prize draw, which will happen if I get to 2,000 subs. We're going to do a prize draw. So commercial and ads. Yeah, so essentially that's it. Then I've got spam protection, and this is where we've got the excess caps, the excess emojis, excess symbols. So I've actually just gone in here. Actually, I'm going to make that 5 seconds. And it says 34 number of symbols. So this is what it does. So this is how it essentially works. So I'm still getting my I'm still getting used to it all. I haven't quite worked it all out yet. But there will eventually be regulars. So I'll be able to see who the regulars are. Here's where my timers are. So the subscribe comes in every 20 minutes, Discord every 22 minutes. Don't do it, I'll get copyrighted. Oh, look. Well, it was funny because the other day it was like, I just felt that I was stuck on subs. Yeah. Request songs in chat. This is awesome and dangerous power. Yeah, well, I haven't set that feature up yet, John. But yes, I will need to look into it. I don't know what Nightbot's name is yet. However, there has been some times where there have been no mods here, and just to know, I can actually tighten it if I was here on my own. So by a quick now I want to show you something, because we're now going to get onto the next topic of conversation. The thing is, you want to see whether he got kicked? No, you got to do it a bit longer than that. You want to call him Ralph? All right, well, Nightbot's name is now Ralph. Here from Bambi Bot. Oh, thank you. All right. So as I said last night, I said that I would apply to the court. I had to fill in some paperwork for the court to get the information on the Geordie case. On the Buzz case. So I have got, this is the file. This is the New South Wales Court Registry. Now, there was actually an administrative hearing today at 12 o'clock, an administrative listing. And on the 9th of July at 9:30, the first case management hearing. Now, I actually feel that I contacted the court and said, what did I need to do? They said fill out this form. So I filled out the form. I sent it off. I got this response. Dear Joanne, thank you for your email. Please move to the affidavit to section 4 of the form, as this is a restricted document. You will need to provide reasons for the access in section 5. Further information about unrestricted and restricted documents are available on the Federal Court website. Once a decision is made, you'll be contacted by email, including payment details. The access fee is $50. So essentially, the documents are restricted. So my question is, it's a public interest case. What's gonna come out that Bruz doesn't want out? We know that Porter had had the ABC's defence suppressed. And my other question that I did ask the court was why this wasn't a public interest case, because it featured a YouTuber and a politician. They didn't know the answer to that one, because usually that would be considered public interest. So I'm going to have another go, and I'm going to put in for the public interest, and because I think we need to know. We need to know what the statement of claim is. Yeah, the public listing to the case, you can't find it. I can put the link in, but it's not actually. Do we need to go? I was going to say we may need to go fund me at this rate. Might need to go fund me. I can give you, because I just signed up for the online. I signed up for the online account, which means I can't access any documents. I've just got an account on the Fed Court site. I still have to fill in all the documents like everything else. So I'm just in the Commonwealth Courts portal. But you can anybody can look the case up. But I just find it really sus that they're saying this is a restricted document and you have to tell us why you want it. Well, guess what? I want to know what Bruz's problem is. We're slowly coming out. They've lifted it up again. So we've got restrictions lifting again on Thursday night. After Thursday night, we don't have travel restrictions. At the moment, we've got travel restrictions. Just looking up the case number again. So I'm wondering what's being hidden. So as I said, I'm going to try again, but they're going to charge me $50 for 2 documents, which I think's. You're curious to know what he's hiding? Hey, me more dragon. So, I just find it very, very interesting that it's not public, and that it's restricted. So, as I said, I'll do it again. Give it another go tomorrow, and we'll see how we go. But I definitely can give you the court case number and everything if you want to look it up. So, but yes, we'll find out what he's hiding for the matter of justice, hey? All right. The other thing is that there's been a lot of international YouTubers now talking about this matter, which is interesting. Tipster is one person that did a video on it. Crosby, it quite often can be public interest. So if you go to the Federal Court site and you click on public interest cases, you'll find that all the Christian Porter stuff's there, except the defence, which she asked to have redacted, but because it's somebody in public office and essentially is employed by taxpayers, they sort of state that you have to, you actually have to, that they have to do it. Yes, Count did it on it as well. Yes. Well, you know what's really interesting, and I don't know whether you know this, but the lawyer that Christian Porter actually, the lawyer or the barrister Christian Porter employed, that was deemed not able to, that was deemed a conflict of interest, is the one that Roz hired. Restriction and the price on documents come up with the viatolic way. They went after Kristos, makes me nervous. What they hiding? Do you vote for your public vote? Our politicians, yes. So he would have been elected by the area that he came from, and he then would have, and then the Premier would have put him, or he would have been the leader of the Nationals. The Nationals Party would have voted him for. No, I don't think so. I'm just trying to do two things at once at the moment too. I apologise. So yeah, it's all very complicated. But essentially, you vote for your local politician. They make up the parliament, and then they're allocated roles within that government. So whichever party has the most people in parliament get to essentially run the place. That's how it works. That's how it works here. So our Prime Minister, we don't actually vote for. His party puts him in that position. He's the head of that party. So that's how that works. Which a lot of people can be very problematic as well, because you don't, although ScoMo did win the last election. Yes, I saw that I did see that that the dog is okay. So let me just find that one for you. I saw a tweet. So I've been getting all my information. People have been saying, how have I found my information? I have to tell you, I have found it all on Twitter. I know, I'm getting nervous with my big audience. Yeah, I'm just going to show you that. There was an update on the dog. Let's have a look. Here we go. This is the update. So this is from his lawyers. On a brighter note, in the Kristo Lanka saga, we've had many inquiries about the welfare of his dog. We are happy to report that Snippy has survived her encounter with the New South Wales Fixated Persons Unit, shaken and a bit scared, but on the mend. So, yeah, so Snippy. No, I didn't manage to listen to the Marcus Paul stuff at all. I just realised that his stuff had been pulled down, and realised that there's obviously some interesting. Can you vote? You can vote for whoever. So as a member of as a voter, Sarah Loves Donuts, I can vote for whoever I like. We have independents. We have, mainly they're called independents. If you're not part of the big party, you're referred to as an independent. But you can essentially vote for whoever you like, unless you are affiliated with a big party, one of the major two parties. you won't ever probably rule. Cool. Yeah, so the dog was elderly too, so I'm glad the dog... Oh, I don't drink, dang dang. Oh, dear. And voting is compulsory in Australia. Yes, you get fined if you don't vote. So, yeah, so you vote for your local member, and then that local member fills the seat in the house. We call it a house, or the chamber. And then essentially it's majority rules. And that's how that works. So we don't necessarily vote for our Prime Minister. The terrorist sect of Mario Brothers is a real menace to our safety. You, the people, can help. Tell your local MP, the radical Luigi Layden, plenty to use 5 balls against it. That's right, and we get to vote in order of preference. So we have the preferential system. So this is what I do. This is how I was. So the party, because they always tell you who to vote, how to vote for preference. So the party votes in the PM. Yeah. So for example, so we've got the Liberal Party or the Liberal National Party, which is a coalition, and the Labor Party. The National Party have their own leader, who is the Deputy Prime Minister. The Liberal Party has a leader who is the Prime Minister at the moment, and the Labor Party has a leader, which is the opposition leader. Now, if Labor was to win office, the leader would become the Prime Minister. However, and so the party votes on the leader, and so what happens is sometimes, and it's happened. We had the Labor Party in government, and we had 3 prime ministers in that time. Rudd, Gillard, Rudd, and then we had Abbott, Turnbull, Morrison in the coalition government. So if you can have people, and the leader can be backstabbed and disposed while they're still in power. It's all really interesting how it all works. But essentially it's a preferential system. So I always vote the party that I want to get the vote. The party that I don't want to get in, I always put automatically last, and then it doesn't matter what I do for my votes. So the preferential system is all the votes, they go in, they count all the votes. So if somebody is an independent and they get all the votes, they then look at the ballot paper and go, well, they've put Liberal 3 and Labor 4, the preference goes to Liberal. So that's how they do it. Yes. And having worked in some elections, I've read some very nice emails. I think Mickey Mouse has been voted Prime Minister many times. Donald Duck, Daffy Duck. Because it's compulsory, some people will go and get their name marked off and then draw a nice little picture for us all. It does keep us entertained, particularly with the long night of voting, counting the votes. So that's how that all works. So Scott Morrison is the Prime Minister because he's the leader of the Liberal Party, and no one's gone up against him yet. I think they tried, didn't they? Didn't Dutton try? Oh, you call it rank voting? Yeah. And then for the upper house, again, it's preference. So there might be 5 spots, and then you might vote a party, and then they select from that 5. But I always vote below the line because I like to give people yeah. Dutton tried to do a spill. Now, I read somewhere that Dutton's suing someone for defamation too, and I can't find any evidence of that anywhere. I just love it how all these politicians are suing for defamation. You can't find them. Oops. Oops. Someone got kicked. Sorry, whoever that was. Did I just see that someone said, I am Amy? Shannon was innocent. People can prank their vote. Yeah, Morrison's changed the rule when he got in, so that he can't be rolled now. So, oh, you're kidding? Yeah, okay. Really, Bruz has deleted his Facebook account and most of his recent tweets. Why wouldn't? Oh, interesting. He was suing a group of people on Twitter. Okay. Well, I was reading again. I've just been reading that they had a legal case against for the people that Dutton was suing, and they're nearly at the 150,000 mark. So they've nearly got the amount that they needed. So I wasn't sure what was happening about that, but I couldn't find anything on that either. So I just find it very interesting. Hello, Poppy Seeds. One urban attorney requested Queen Elizabeth to be elected in the US. The Queen responded and said to write to her. Apparently, Morrison met the Queen, the Prime Minister met the Queen, and he said to her, oh, I heard that you were here at the G7 summit. And she says to him, oh, I didn't see you there. And he goes, oh, no, I wasn't invited. Oh, okay. Hey, Linda. Do I need to slow down that chat more, do you think? Or are we still okay? The Queen, he got owned by the Queen. Imagine getting owned by the Queen. As I said, I thought it was hilarious. Oh dear, that was fun. So, the next thing that there's big debate on whether he's about his quarantining. You want it slowed down just a bit? I can slow it down a bit, Linda. That's not a problem. Let me just do that for you. Oh, thank you. All right, John. She is sassy, isn't she? She's very, very sassy. I'm not happy. My YouTube premium expired today, and and I'm getting ads, and I hate them. Oh, I know that does. Oh, saw the V8 trucks. Cool. She's pretty sassy. Well, I know that they're talking about the free trade agreement and all of that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, they're our motherland, and we do what they tell us, essentially. So, oh dear. Joe's YouTube adventures, maybe. I am sassy too. Right, I'm still getting in to do this, to slow this down a little bit more. It's coming. You hate it when you Netflix, yeah. Yeah, so I heard. So there's. I think he's going to be able to quarantine in a lodge. You guys make me so embarrassed. I don't. I'm not really one for talking about myself. So ScoMo was owned by the Queen. I just loved it when she goes, "I didn't see you there." She doesn't miss a beat, does she? And I don't know whether you've seen it. There's a photo of her because that was the monarch birthday, and they gave her a sword to cut the cake with, and she struggled with it. And they go, "There's a knife there." She goes, "Yes, I know there's a knife there, but cutting it with the sword looks more fun." And I went, "Yes, she's adventurous." Well, I'm going to get onto KJ in a minute. Actually, me more, because we need to talk about her, because yes, she did a live today, and I want to watch that, and I'm hoping to be able to watch another Friendly Jordies video as well. One of the other ones that they've said was defamatory. I want to get your take on that as well. I did watch it today. Okay, so I'm going to just change this now to 20 seconds. Okay, so for all of our new people, a lot of the people here follow, well, Creepshow art is, we do a little bit of everything. So I've also got court dates as well that I've managed. Katie Joy without a crystal ball. Hayley is throwing everyone under a bus. Hayley, everyone is throwing CSA. Yeah, they are throwing. Everyone is blaming. Although I heard a few people say that if her husband was abusive with Emily, then maybe he's abusive with her, and that's what the problem is. But we don't know. The Crown doesn't tell us what to do. The countries. That's true. Doesn't know if it was CSA or her husband, says Dom. That's my issue too. Is it too controversial to say most of these creators releasing statements about CSA come across as they're trying to suck up to CSA refugees, not naming names, but I think that would be a fair point. So I've changed it to 20 seconds now. And of course, there are creators jumping on the bandwagon, like this one. I'm going to get back to Friendly Jordies for all the people here for the Bruz stuff. We're going to do a little bit of a segue. I mean, I do long lives anyway. Sometimes they can go up to 3 hours, so I've essentially got all night. When given the option, why would one strike Kate down with a knife? A sword so much? Well, that's right. So this is what was written. This morning, I woke up to over a dozen emails from accounts claiming to be people. This is one of the example of more than 12 that I received. The stalker threatens to do stuff to her son. We learned how to track these emails. The stalker uses a spoofer email source. The IP address from the email header tells us the source of the emails. The site they use when you Google the host name is an email faker. It allows you to put in an email address. Websites that secure, a website that tracks down hackers, explains what the email spoof does. The weird thing is the stalker named someone that has been targeting me, though I never said their name yesterday. The stalker also created fake emails from Creepshow. Strange. Interesting, that, isn't it? Every single email forwarded to my attorney, who will forward to the FBI. The stalkers have infiltrated several hate channels on YouTube. When Creepshow Art made her video about me, she directly sourced a Twitter account that is connected to my stalker. She also credited the subreddit connected to my stalker. She interacted with my stalker on Twitter frequently. The subreddit that is dedicated to exposing me was created to directly expose my lies and hypocrisy. The subreddit has people dox me. Someone in the Reddit posted a photo of my next door neighbor and Their grandson published my address and posted photos of my home with the address. I understand criticism, but that subreddit is not to criticize. The subreddit is to stalk and harass me. Only 2 weeks ago, someone from that Reddit posed as a source. They came into my DMs, stated they had information on the White Wisman family. Hannah Wisman is courting Jeremiah Duggar. They claim to be a journalist, but refused to disclose anything until I signed an NDA with them. Before I knew who they were, when I refused, the account sent over a dozen voice memos berating me, calling me a diaper butt. Then they published the interaction to Reddit and laughed. Criticism is one thing. Stalking, harassing, and death threats are illegal. Plan to create says... I think it's the old email from just going by what it says there. There is no date. Well, yeah, the date's been taken out. The stalker is Kristos. Maybe. So then she's got this. So she's showing that it's Kuala Lumpur. I think it's a bit of a reach, though. I think it's a bit of a reach, though, to try and imply that it's Creepshow. But that's my opinion. The stalker also fabricated an email from Shannon, Creepshow Art. This is not from Shannon. In fact, the header shows the email was created by spoofing email site. The account has sent me dozens of emails like this from various people. It's never the person they claim to be. They've sent emails to creators impersonating me to try and get me sued or to start drama. The stalker's been all over Twitter and YouTube using sock puppets to spam my comments and harass me anytime I try to support a creator. They always say I'm as bad as Shannon. And she got her video right about me. They say this because they know Shannon worked closely with them by interacting with them on Twitter. Shannon deactivated her Twitter account after I called her out for using my stalker to source her video. There were dozens of tweets between her and this small group. All of the accounts are connected. She regularly retweeted their false narratives about me. Creepshow then blamed my audience and me for putting out her address, something I did have no. Oh, she says, something I did have no or ever share with anyone. I think she means I didn't have, but she's just admitted to it there. People believed her. She's deleting everything that can tie her to trolls and stalkers because she is one. I don't know. I'm hearing lots of stuff as well. And the other thing to all the new people is that you can carry on your conversations and you can still be talking about bras and friendly jordies and while I'm doing this, and it's doesn't matter. So you can talk about completely other stuff. Yeah, I don't know if Zeev, but I'm finding it interesting that the other thing is she's tried to reach out to that Emily Artful, and Emily's said she's not having a bar of it. Okay, see you, dang dang. I'm gonna timestamp it so you can come back and watch it, because I'm gonna talk about court dates for Kristos and stuff. I've got more information on that as well. I love mystery. But see you, dang dang. All right, so then she says, the final episode of Counting On in a collage. One big happy family, nothing to see here. So the speculation is that they're not coming back. So yeah, well, yes, right. So let's look at the live she did, because it's would you believe it's on stalking? I believe. Now, I'm not one that would normally talk about appearance or what someone wears, but I'm highly distracted with what she's wearing. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I'm going to disappear. Right, here we go. Oh, so we've gone 43.
Hi guys.
Oh, we went 44 seconds before there was a hello. Hello, feel the love. So CSA posting and on hate, I know is sort of no big deal to me. Okay, she was a friend, big whoop. Emily coming out against her was a blow and a half. You see, for me, it's more of the I'm with you with that top. I know. I actually thought it was a nightgown to start off with. So, oh really? Osbel, are you wearing it now? Or are you going to go slip into it? Or are you going to go put it on? Or are you going to go put it in the bin? Osbel. Oh dear. Apparently it's supposed to be a jumpsuit. She recorded videos in it all day. I thought it was a nightie. Maybe Tracy. As I said, I'm not one to comment on appearance, but I'm having a ceremonial burning later. Okay. My mother did buy me a nightie like that when I got as a wedding present. So every time I'm triggered by that. But anyway. So for the people that are new, this is Katie Joy from Without a Crystal Ball, and you'll find out why we talk about her shortly.
Sorry, I am just waiting here. Thanks. So I've shared a few things on my Instagram, and I'm just here to tell you something really quick. This has been going on for like 2 years, okay? And I have really been silenced, and I have been just following my attorneys, and law enforcement's recommendations to ignore it and to just catalog everything, save everything, the like.
Yeah, well, that was pretty good advice. Will says shortly KJ will open her mouth and insert her full foot inside said mouth. Just don't age your honeymoon nightie is still new. Yeah, they're still going on about it. Tell us something really quick after making us wait 44 seconds. You'll find that it will go on for another 37 minutes, and we sometimes won't even know what the point was. how much different look than she usually wear. So anyway, so let's keep going. And so for the new people, she's also just recently had a settlement over her own YouTube defamation lawsuit with a beauty YouTuber called Hardy Westbrook and her husband. And so everybody thought that there might be a change, but we haven't seen a change. And it looks like she's trying to use the Creepshow art stuff to her advantage. KJ being silenced is very Lisa Kudrow in Death to 2020. Republican voices are being silenced, as you see in my. So anyway, that's how we've got to here. So we always keep track on Without a Crystal Ball or Katie Joy.
And I'm bringing this up because when I came forward a couple days ago and basically just said, like, yes, Creepshow Art made these horrible videos about me and she used my stalkers, which is true. The stalker account started spamming all of my accounts. They started making all of these fake YouTube accounts. They started making all these fake Instagram accounts, and they're all saying the same thing. You're as bad as Shannon. Shannon did the right thing. Shannon had everything right about you. Everyone knows that you're a liar. Everyone knows that you're a terrible human being. She didn't get anything wrong.
Well, she tweeted yesterday, Sarah Loves Donuts, that she was quitting Instagram Lives because she was triggered. Yes, Creepshow made 4 videos. Only 4. Now, most people in the community are saying that those 4 videos are accurate. Yes, I am aware that she called me out on a video. Yeah. Yes, I am. It was a very proud moment for me, Linda. I actually still have that. I've got it saved, and it's in my to take a quote from an Australian movie, The Castle, it's in my pool room. I got called out by KJ. I don't know. I think it's only the 2nd, but well, I am getting famous. Look at all the new subs I've been getting. Oh, really? I have watched again for body language, but she seems to be moving around a lot. So do you know about body language, John Fox? Because it would love to have, I remember she called you out during the court cases. Yes, because apparently I steal her lives. Yes. It upset you because she called me crazy? Yeah, that's all right. As long as she didn't put me in the top 10 list of most problematic YouTubers, because I've already been on that list. Yeah, I'm nearly at 1.5. I have to thank the Friendly Jordies stuff for that, because that has helped to give me a boost. But it looks like it looks like people are being silenced, and I'm hoping that I can go under the radar and keep talking about it.
And the reason why they're saying that is because Shannon used them as a source. So before she actually deleted her Twitter, what happened was this. So she made her very first video about me, and I noticed that on Twitter she was literally interacting with people that were actively doxing and harassing me. One Twitter account in particular had been doxing, harassing, stalking me for like I think a year and a half at that point. And when I called her out in a video and basically said, like, you used sources that have been actively doxing me, posting my photo, you used a Reddit that literally published
Posting her photo? She does YouTube every day.
my address, photos of my neighbors next door, published a photo of my house with my address visible, published like my phone number. Even if the admins of that Reddit removed.
The thing is, oh, really? The Geordie stuff is what got me here. And the fact we have the same surname. Interesting. Nice. Now, what she's neglected to state is that all her business documentation contained her home address and her phone number. I believe she's changed it now. All of that's been removed. All right. I'll have to check out Band Bebop.
It was there. This is also the same Reddit that actively finds ways to harass me on a daily basis, and they claim that they are on a mission to prove that I'm a hypocrite and a liar. Even when I shared what she was doing on LOL Cow, they accused me of stalking her. I don't know if Shannon is involved in this. To be honest, I don't know. What I do know is that Shannon got involved with these people. And that's why I've been so outspoken about it. And people...
You don't know. She doesn't know. That's the thing. She doesn't know. She's using the situation to her own advantage. Hey, I got spam email today. Does that mean that it's Creepshow's fault too? And she always leaves out the fact that touching that client is stress. She always leaves that out as well.
Want to silence me, and they want to say that I'm trying to steal this moment from like Emily. Artful. I'm not. I think what happened to Emily is terrible, but I think that what she did to Emily is terrible, but I think Creepshow did this to a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of victims out there. And just because people don't like me doesn't give her a right to work with my stalkers to create content as hit pieces to take me down. So I've been getting all of these messages from these accounts basically saying, like, you are not, everything is right. This video is right. And if you go to her videos about me, she actually, if you go to her videos about me, she references this Twitter account that's like a parody account. This parody account was actually created by my stalker.
Oh, really? I'm going to have to go back and have a look. She could be trying to get all of Creepshow's. Gal, see, I told you that I couldn't. It was just. It's yeah. I hope the girls don't fall out of that outfit. Remember, you're restricted to 13 to 13 pictures. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she says which account it is. Show us.
And we've known the source of this account for years. And unfortunately, that account, I believe, has finally been taken down by Twitter, but it doesn't matter because they recreate a new account every time one is taken down. And they're always blocked by me, but they pass out information and claim that they have all of the sources of everything onto people. And it's all just a bunch of nonsense. It's like me changing my mind about something, they say I'm hypocritical, they say I'm doing these terrible things, whatever. But if I was really doing these terrible things, some of this would stick, and it hasn't. None of
Drink every time she says, my stalker says Kim. 1 week ago, KJ had trolls. Now she has stalkers. There are several out. So to all the new people, tomorrow we could watch something tomorrow, and the story will be different. I think she's leading up to blaming CSA for all the hacking done to her during the trial. Example, the hacking done with the infant photos and death threats. Yes. She calls out, I think it's like KJ hasn't... By the way, where is my internet hubby? I don't... Oh, he's been busy, I believe, Tom. But, yeah. I told him he needs to come here. You're back, Osbel? Osbel, we don't need this outfit in a background either. Yeah, well, she's saying they're 12 to 18-year-olds, so technically they would be minors. Therefore, she shouldn't be talking to minors. All right.
it sticks. I've never been charged with crimes. I've never been ever, because I'm not doing the things that they say I'm doing. And what I do know is that when she made her first video about me, she got really angry at me. She had been getting angry at me, and she accused me of like stalking her effectively. She basically said that I was really being persistent and trying to collaborate with her. I literally sent her 2 total emails, and it was like,
yes, I heard that Bambi Bot had given a shout out to me. So yes, shout out to Bambi Bot. I'm really glad, and I'm going to go check out her channel. Most 10-year-olds do know how to protect from hacking. Are you going to draw one, are you, Osbel? But she did not...
one in the fall, and then one
is Bambi Bot related to Nightbot? I don't know, a creator. I don't know, but they've given me a shout out, Alberta, so it's pretty cool. Oh, Bambi Bot put a video out about an hour ago. Okay. Oh, she is right now. Just because you haven't been charged with a crime doesn't mean you didn't do it. Didn't get alcohol. Yeah, that's right. Are you drawing? Oh, Osbel's drawing one right now. Ralph. Yes, so Ralph is the name of Nightbot. You had 30 KJs on your caseload. Oh, Sarah.
year later. So if 2 emails is being persistent, I don't know what that is. And then there was a day when she was trying to defend Gabby Hanna, claiming that she had been shadow banned, and she was in a conversation with Deaf Noodles, and I could see the direction she was going down, and I thought they were going down a road that would get them completely destroyed online. And I was trying to tell them, like, you know, this is like not a path you should go down. If you think she's being shadow banned, literally you're going to get your ass chewed because it's not true. And then she accused me literally of being a stalker. And then she said, and so that's when it started. And then she started like going on all these different channels. And
I know. I think people are really, really getting sick of it. That last sentence got away. Oh, that's right, John. We've stopped trying to make sense of what's said. So a lot of the stuff on the thumbnail that there with the person in a coffee cup and is all a play on words of, it's been drawn by Ozbel, is a play on words of stuff that Without a Crystal Ball, Katie Joy has said. She was arguing hard. She was saying it was none of her business. True.
And, you know, talking to people. She got involved with all these hate channels that make videos about me. And I saw her like interacting with all of these hate accounts that were like, that have been stalking and harassing me. And there were so many tweets between her and these people. And she literally was using them as sources for her.
I'm quite offended because Creepshow never spoke to me, but I'm not a hate account. So anybody that talks about her is a hate account. I don't hate her. I don't like what she's wearing, but I don't hate her.
Hit pieces on me and referencing them. You can go to her videos and you can see the links for what she was using. She referenced the Twitter and the subreddit. The subreddit was also developed and created by my stalker. So
no way. If that's the person that I think that they are talking about, they've actually spent a lot of the time off the internet. Why is KJ in a sleep? I don't know, Jenna. That is a question. Because she was talking about the doggers? I don't know.
And by stalker, I mean, like, there's this group of people. It's like, I don't even know. It's like 5 or 6 people that do this together. And they've got a lot of people now that they've brought into it. But it was an original group. And it's run by this same group of people. And there's like a few people that direct all of it. So when I called her out for that in a video, which I ended up having to take down because I got so much harassment for it.
People called you out because it was incorrect. No, that didn't come from Amy Duggar. I believe it came from another store. Somebody did find it, and apparently it's a jumpsuit.
No, I'm not covering this because Emily Baker is live. I don't even watch Emily Baker. Like, literally, how would I know? I'm sharing this because this is my experience. Why is it that every time I do something, you guys accuse me of this? This is what I'm talking about. This person, KJ Stretch Hyman, is a troll, and it's one of my stalkers.
What? Did you hear that? I'm sorry.
Literally, how would I know? I'm sharing this because this is my experience. Why is it that every time I do something, you guys accuse me of this? This is what I'm talking about. This person, KJ Stretch Hyman, is a troll, and it's one of my stalkers. This is what I'm saying. KJ Stretch Hyman, literally one of my stalkers. So, and then that's what they do. This is why.
And yet she says it with such a straight face. John, you know what? It's so good seeing when people have never had an experience with Katie Joy, because John's saying now it's one of her stalkers. How many does she imagine she has? That is the question. You love that name,
why you see me get so upset in my Instagrams, because they create these accounts, my stalkers do, and then they accuse me of doing things. And then they make
the usernames accuse you of doing things. Okay. What's that username accused you of? Okay.
me look crazy by doing it. So anyways, long story short, she used these
Oh, hi, Karen. Oh, thank you for the super chat. No, I didn't. Creepshow was a mod? Really? Did you see Backwards Barbie video saying CSA was a mod for Emily? If that's true. Wow. Wow. But thank you for the super chat. That's unbelievable. Well, you know what? Doesn't surprise me. Really doesn't surprise me. Wait. So Graham wants to know, where does one find these stalkers? Are they licensed, or can you become an amateur at this stalking business? Does one get more credit if they have multiple stalkers? This opens so many questions. She sounds like a whiny child. She was a mod for her? Wow, that's a bit scary. The username made me do it. I spat my tea. Well, they were friends. I mean, Emily would be just like, she said it was cordial and casual. Okay. This is the first you've seen of her. I'm scared what she'll start on next. Oh, this is a good introduction.
I don't know why the usernames are disgusting, but she used all of these as sources.
But why did you say it out?
Started interacting with them, and
all right, she's saying now the username's disgusting, but she said the name out loud. She didn't need to say it out loud. Yeah, EDB was. Hopefully, she's a bit more careful with who she. Once she blew up fast, you kind of have to give her a pass. I doubt they really knew each other. Well, I mean, in Emily's defense, I mean, I just handed out my wrenches too. No. But, you know, I didn't do background checks on all of my mods, to be honest.
And then she started going from creator to creator to creator to like spread this information. So she was the first one to create all the stuff where she like accused me of calling this girl a brat, which I have repeated this story so many times. I was in a chat, I was reading a comment where the person said that, and then I responded to their comment. I should not have read their comment out loud. I should have just responded to the question, and I apologized for reading the comment out loud. But I also spoke to the girl's mom like days later and apologized directly to her. And the woman and the mom literally like said it wasn't a big deal, and she understood that like the way it looked made people question what was happening. So the mother forgave me in the situation, and for the record, that child was not sexually abused.
That's not the point. You called her a brat. All right, you have to pretend to be a human again. Okay, see ya. Ballistic. Yeah, I can lob wrenches at anybody. What? What do you mean, clickbait, Julian? I'm just on my most recent topic. I've got 8 topics and I'm up to number 5. The next one is Kristos hearing. So it's not clickbait. I've put all the people in there that I'm talking about.
The child was actually coached. His ex-wife just got a restraining order against, so his wife at the time that was taking this girl to all the doctor's appointments is divorcing him because he cheated on her with mods from Facebook. he's apparently under investigation for fraud. And the dad it was proven, I guess, in court that he coached the little girl and she was never a victim of any of this. So it's just the stupid thing. And it's like, if that's the worst thing I said, why is that like the thing that you're holding over my head? Like, why are you so dedicated to you called this girl a brat or whatever?
Oh, no, that's all right. It's, I'm not worried about it. I just wanted the clarification on the comment. And I might have to put that word in my kick list.
Like, you realize there's so many other things out there that could be so much worse. And it's not, I mean, my God, people say worse things every day. Should I have read the comment? No. And I haven't done anything like that. But that's literally, yeah, and they did so much work and they determined the little girl was coached. So, which is horrible. And I said that to begin with. In my opinion, the dad's a monster. But anyways,
Okay, so we've now done a segue into the Sophie Long case, which I thought was not supposed to be talked about because it's under seal. All right.
So for people that are asking me to quit my job, my YouTube paycheck is not small at all. This is a very healthy channel that makes good money, that supports my family, and I will not be quitting my job. So I'm not going to stop my job because people online are cyberbullies. That's like the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard. Do you realize this happens to so many people? So many people. Millions. I mean, influencers get this kind of stuff all the time. And
Well, don't forget, didn't she threaten to strike channels because they put her email address out?
We stopped our jobs because there's assholes online, you're giving them what they want. And when you have a lucrative job that makes you very good money, why would you quit your job? It makes no sense.
Hi, Krista Exposed. Oh, we're just watching the Instagram rant from...
Would be like, I'm getting bullied at work, so I'm going to quit. No. You find out who your bullies are and you hold them accountable, right? It's like Taylor Swift has gone to I'm not comparing myself to Taylor Swift, but Taylor Swift has had to go to, court for her stalkers. So many people get stalked. And even if I wasn't a public figure, I could still become the victim of a stalker.
She's obviously not had workplace bullying, because sometimes you do have to leave for your own sanity, because she begged for money for 6 months. That she did do, didn't she? Yeah, yeah. And she'd be in trouble if she did that, and
my mental health is actually very fine. And I want you to know, I'm not emotionally upset by these threats because I get them so frequently. I don't get scared by them anymore. I know the FBI is investigating. I know my attorney.
Hang on. She said the other day they weren't investigating, and she said yesterday on Instagram that she wasn't going to do it anymore because she was getting bullied. It's just hard to keep up. I'm just having trouble keeping up.
Is working on this. I know that the opposing counsel from my lawsuit is working on this. So everything is in the right hands. I'm not personally scared because to me, I believe these are just emails created to make me feel scared. We have a security system. We have cameras. I'm not concerned about my safety.
Oh,
So
she's wrinkling your brain so hard right now, John. No. Liars can't keep their stories straight. She said yesterday that she was scared. She said that she was terrified. I've got the Instagram post here yesterday. I'll pull it up after this. She said yesterday, all these channels make videos nonstop. They still make Instagram lives, so I'm not going to do them for a bit. They send emails to bait me. I'm not allowed to feel sad. They are heartless. They are heartless. So she was one of the things. You are 85% sure she's lying, John?
yeah, and this is not bullying, it's a felony. It is a felony to send these kinds of threats online. So my reason for sharing this was not I'm trying to steal this from Emily. This was something that was going on in tandem to what Emily was going through. And I only brought up in relation to Creepshow because she became associated with these people. She used them as a source. And when I called her out, literally called her out, I said, you used a group of people that have doxed, harassed, stalked me, that have called the police on me, that have swatted me, that have called CPS on me. You're using them as a source. You're giving them credibility and validity. And once she made her video with all of the stuff in it, that's when every channel copied the same claims. People say it had to do with the lawsuit. It didn't, because what she had in her video was very minimal to the lawsuit. It was more like things she didn't like about me that the stalkers gave to her. And that's where so much of this idea that I've done all these things. So when I called her out.
And she's also assuming that everyone watched Creepshow's videos, which may not be the case. It's annoying, isn't it? I'm 65%. Now, isn't it interesting, though? Just, you got somebody here that's saying that they've been stalked and whatever online for 2 years or whatever. And Big Braz had 2 occasions where he met people and then suddenly he's brought in the task force. Maybe she needs to speak to Braz. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? We need to, like, her and Braz? Yes. Oh, I don't know what she said. I don't know. I have to be honest with you, Kim. I actually switch off half of what she says. Braz and KJ. I reckon that'd be a very good match, mate.
Then suddenly she accused me of doxing her, and she accused my fans of doxing her and stalking her, which is not true. She also accused me of passing out her address, which I didn't do. And when I went to Twitter to go get screen grabs of her interacting with them, she deactivated her Twitter.
Why does she keep playing with them? That's what I want to know. Why does she keep playing with them?
So her Twitter, and then she blamed my fans for a reason why she had to delete her Twitter. So she deleted her Twitter when she knew that I believe, would have evidence of her interacting with these people. It's no different than why she deleted her Instagram right before Emily made her video about her. Like, Emily was making her video, and she probably knew that there was those DMs in there, and she wanted to delete any evidence. But you can't get rid of the DMs even if you delete the Instagram.
Oh, Will. Sorry, Will. Oh, no. Why is she talking? What did Will say? She's playing with her. She's blaming Creepshow's fans now, so. I don't know.
With Emily Baker's coverage, she wasn't using this kind of stuff. It wasn't the same way. Like, Emily's stuff was harmful to me, but Emily Baker wasn't trolling. Like, I may not have agreed with Emily Baker and how she covered me, but Emily Baker was not using sources of trolls for information, right? She wasn't. So, no, Emily was not doing the same thing. And Creepshow was interacting with every single channel and going to every single channel that was covering me because she wanted to make sure that the narrative remained the same about me. The police showed up at my house three times.
It was 4 times yesterday. Just saying. Just saying. Oh. Yeah, she just used the court documents. That's right.
I think during I wouldn't say swatted, but I mean, it could have theoretically been swatted because, like, they're coming, doing a check on you, and it's based on false things that can put you in a really precarious situation. I don't know if it's swatting or what you would call it. Like, okay, it wasn't swatting. I don't know what you would call it. I mean, we had 3 officers here and 2 cars, and I live in a small community.
3 officers with 2 cars. What? Seriously? Welfare checks are not swatting. One is nice officers, the other is tactical team. Doesn't swatting require alleged firearms?
I'm sorry. I misspoke, Lulu. I misspoke. Can you please forgive me? I am so emotionally drained right now. Can you please forgive me for saying the wrong thing?
You're joking. This is why people have issues with her, in my opinion. You thought she was fine? I know. That was very condescending, wasn't it? It was very condescending.
Either way, there was police at my house for false reports. When a police...
Hi, E. This is Katie Joy. She did. People were concerned about her, so that is why they did a welfare check on her, because she'd done this big live where people were concerned she was going to harm herself, because she said she was looking at harming herself. Then she thanked people for being concerned, and now she's playing this narrative that it was her stalker.
shows up at your house for accusations of abuse and neglect, and so they say that you're going to be harmed.
You were going to harm yourself.
That can lead to a lot of different things, and it can put the person who is on the other side of the door at risk. No matter if it's a SWAT team or if it's 4 officers or 3 officers.
A SWAT? Did you say a SWAT team? In fact, I am certain that I actually have that live in my videos. Good morning, Chris. She has more stories than the Bible. Yeah.
Okay, so Lulu, why don't you go back to Reddit? Because I'm sure that's why you're here. You're probably stalking me from the Reddit. Because only people that stalk me from Reddit and these accounts care about my inconsistencies. So, if you're worried about the semantics of it, I apologize. It wasn't swatting. It was 3 officers that showed up at my door. I've seen that Lulu person. All that person does ever is do negative things. I'm sure they're connected to these people.
Again, that's an allegation. I'm sure they're connected to those people. What people?
But anyways, during that time, we had officers come here multiple times. Someone filed a 7-page...
You can't, John. You can't, John. Oh, it's hard, isn't it? This is your first experience. We should have warned you. We're gonna need to have counselling for John afterwards. Who'd like to run the counselling session? She had one day off. She had one day not doing a live. Hello, short order cook. You did miss all that. Well, I'm going to talk about the friendly jordies case again afterwards. But yeah, stickers for everyone. Yes, especially the new ones for being brave. You enjoying it, John?
They filed a 7-page didn't just come for that Pod's pee. They actually came for abuse multiple times.
Yeah. Anyone that questions her is one of those people. Yeah. All jokes aside, her behaviour is very concerning. She's not well, and I didn't understand why her loved ones don't interview. It is draining, isn't it? I used to do lives every night, and we'd watch her live videos, but now we're steering away from that because we're finding a lot more important and intelligent stuff to talk about. However, there are people that come here for this, so I'm helping the people for this content, but then we go back to the intelligent stuff.
And no, my stalkers weren't worried about me. My stalkers were the ones that pushed me to the point of feeling suicidal. My stalkers are the ones that got me to that point, and then my stalkers, because they know my address, called the cops.
Because you were suicidal. So now she's saying, is she saying that she was suicidal or she wasn't suicidal? Because I'm confused. I'm doing the Lord's work. Thank you. I don't know that it is enjoyment, more like a morbid fascination, see what comes out of her mouth. Yet it's like a slow-mo car crash. I can't. Yes, John, that's why we watch. To be honest with you, it is like that. It is like that cut slow-mo car crash. And so often we have to give it 24 hours change. Quite often we have to have breaks and talk about intelligent stuff because, yeah.
Committed to doing it. So you can't play a game where you're concerned about someone 1 minute, or you're harassing and stalking someone 1 minute, and then when that person's pushed to their limit and they say they're not feeling good about something, then call the cops and wanting a welfare check. There was no reason to do a welfare check that night because I have a husband that's literally in my room with me.
Wait on. Hang on. Did she say that now they're in the same room? She said he was in the same room as her, but wasn't he sleeping with the dog? And she was sleeping with the son? Isn't that how it was? Temporal paradoxes to be less confusing. Kane told us she has literally said that they don't sleep in the same rooms. And now she's saying that. Hello, Michelle. Oh, it was just headphones. He's sleeping. Oh, without a crystal trial. Hello. Hello, Michelle. It's great to see you.
In this house with me. There's another adult here all the time. If I would have needed to go somewhere, he would have taken me, right?
Well, he would have looked after your son then, your medically fragile son, if he had to take you.
They didn't just come for that Pod's pee. They actually came for abuse multiple times. And no, my stalkers weren't worried about me. My stalkers were the ones that pushed me to the point of feeling suicidal. My stalkers are the ones that got me to that point, and then my stalkers, because they know my address, called the cops. They admitted to doing it. So you can't play a game where you're concerned about someone 1 minute, or you're harassing and stalking someone 1 minute, and then when that person's pushed to their limit and they say they're not feeling good about something, then call the cops and wanting a welfare check. There was no reason to do a welfare check that night because I have a husband that's literally in my room with me, that's in this house with me. There's another adult here all the time. There's no, if I would have needed to go somewhere, he would have taken me, right? So the reason they pushed me to that point, they knew it was because of what they were doing. And then when they get me to that point, they use the police to harass.
Hello. Great to be back. Been on a break from KJ and her direct line, and who doesn't have her address? I know I do. Well, as I said, it was on her business documents, I believe, and it was on all the court filings as well, because she used her home address as her business address until just recently. So
me and veil it under a welfare check, knowing full well I have a husband and it's an unnecessary call. And that wasn't even the worst of it. Like, the first call was fine. I wasn't upset with the first call, but then they came back, and they came back even when I wasn't posting anything online about any of that, right? Then they filed a 7-page report with the county over from me, and they claimed that I was abusing my child. They also filed a report with CPS in my area, and CPS showed up at my house.
all right. Hello, Nick. All right. What version have we got this time?
So then the cops had to come and check in to see if I was abusing my son. And on a separate occasion, CPS showed up for the same reason. Okay, this person is also a troll. Okay, listen, you guys, I am so sorry if you are like, I am so sorry. Everything I'm saying right now is making you upset. You're saying, well, my parent, I'm so sorry, Julie, that your mother committed suicide. And I'm so sorry to anyone that has lost anyone by suicide. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to diminish that someone could do something or some life could be taken, but I'm speaking about my...
I was going to say, but this is about me. Hello, Nick. I talk about a whole lot of other stuff as well. You heard about the channel from Bambi Bob? Yeah, great. But welcome. The fact that somebody's talking about their own problem and she's triggered them is not... He's not going to help that person. You're just following the Bros Jordy thing. Yeah, I'm going to get back onto him in a minute, or after this is finished. So I have actually spoken a little bit about him, but and I'm going to do I'm going to link all the timestamps so you can go back and have a look. That's all right, Nick. Most of us don't know what's going on.
situation right now. Okay? And I'm really sorry for all of you that have gone through this. And I'm not trying to diminish or say that because my husband was here that I couldn't have done it if I wanted to. I'm just simply saying there was an adult here that was fully aware of what was going on.
So she's saying her husband's not an adult? Or I'm just getting picky.
and that was with me the whole time.
No, he was putting your son to bed.
So if he would have been concerned, he would have taken me somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I'm just saying that he would help me.
Hey, I'm wondering if it was the cops that sent the CPS. I'm just wondering.
If he could. I'm not trying to diminish any of your situations. Again, I am sorry. I am so sorry if you have lost someone to suicide. My husband was my rock during this time. But using the police in there in that way is wrong. But that wasn't just the time. Like I said, that was just one incident. Then it was all the incidents for abuse. Filing a 7-page report, calling CPS.
But the thing is, he wasn't in the room when she was doing the live, was she? She was on the bed. If I remember rightly, if I remember that live stream she did. I'm sorry, but her husband wouldn't do anything because if he sees his wife mentally, it doesn't cut her internet time. He's allowing it. Yeah, she was alone. Sarah Loves Donuts says she was alone, and Kim says, yes, she was on her bed. So he wasn't there with her the whole time. Oh. My husband was a rock, not is a rock. Interesting wording, says John Fox. Yes, it is.
So all I'm doing is just sharing with you what I'm going through. I'm sorry if it's drama. I'm sorry if it's upsetting. Honestly, when all this stuff came out about Creepshow art, it just triggered all of this. And I'm still dealing with it.
Oh, that's not the worst she's done, John. I'm honestly amazed how she can take a comment about someone losing a family member and make it sound like the most insincere comment through vocal inflection alone. Well, she was talking about the day her son nearly died, and someone was talking about the fact that their daughter had died, and she got really upset at the persons that were taking the attention off her. And I might add, she has 169,000 subs as well. People watch her. And you got to pay. John needs to see the clip. Yeah, I'll have to try and find it. I'll see if I can find it.
I'm totally fine.
John's scared to see what Luke's feeling.
But this is the frustrating part, is when I do try to share, people nitpick and they try to say that I'm being insincere, or they're trying to find some sort of hypocrisy. They're not actually listening to listen. They're listening to criticize. And if you're not here to listen, and you're only here to listen to criticize, you're like, what's the point? You know, why would you bother listening to me sharing if you just want to criticize, right? It doesn't make sense. And when I'm speaking for myself, I'm only speaking for myself. Only.
With Badger's Unicorn Sparkles? Yeah. So if you followed her on her YouTube channel, you'll find a completely different personality, most of the time. I'm insanely scared that Johnny's understanding all of this and seeing what we've seen for 18 months. I know. I don't know what the point to this is. Yeah, only Badgers. She's not really dealing with it. Surely there is a training hospital near here.
Only. I'm not speaking for anyone else. I don't like to talk about this stuff. I hate it.
Well, don't.
My child has been brought into this so many times. I have had hundreds of death threats directed at him. Okay? What I shared with you this morning is mild by comparison of what I've received. There are so many. I have a folder of hundreds of these. And I'm glad that you watch my videos for my content. I appreciate that. I'm definitely not going to quit my job.
No.
And I'm not going to live my life in fear. What I am going to do is work to hold these people accountable. And
I'm sorry to hear that, BS. I'm sorry. I should have given a warning, but I haven't. I actually haven't seen it. So I'm really sorry, BS. I didn't realize that this was the topic that she was talking on. I knew she was talking about her stalkers and Creepshow. I didn't know she was talking about this, so I apologize.
I don't think Creepshow art was like the original source at all. I think she got involved with these people. And I think she had no problem getting involved with these kinds of people because this is the kind of stuff she does. So if you are used to behaving this way online, you will have no problem interacting with people like this online. And that's why I've said, like, if you're engaging on these anonymous boards, you're actually creating a very unhealthy space, not only for yourself, but for the people that you're targeting. Which is why I don't use these anonymous boards ever anymore. Like, I used to use them for various sources.
She used to use them. She said before that she never used them. Now she's saying she used them for sources.
But, you know, it's not... If Reddit is being used as a tool to harass people, to stalk people, like, or a lol cow or whatever it is, like, anonymous, if you're in a board dedicated to hating, harassing, and stalking, it really says that what's going on in your life? What is going on in your life?
Actually, I did do a search for her on lolcow, however you pronounce it. And she's got a whole thread dedicated to her, by the way. 2 days ago, she did say they plan to create. You're correct. 2 days ago, it was, no, we're not here to make people accountable. Correct. It's not our job. And now she's saying she's going to hold people accountable. This is the hello into the wild blue. This is the thing, Gail. You actually start doubting yourself if you actually saw it, if you've actually remembered. Because you go, hang on a minute. I think in some ways she thinks Instagram's her therapy.
You can't hold someone accountable, though. You can. If they're doing illegal things, you can hold them legally accountable.
But
that's why I'm sharing. Are you here just to troll Pods P? I'm allowing them to get to me. I'm just wondering if you're here to troll. I'm saying I can't allow someone to be accountable with, like, I don't like what someone said online. I'm talking about holding them legally accountable. anyways, I can hold them accountable legally. They can literally be arrested for cyber stalking and for harassment, and it's a felony, and it's actually a federal crime. Death threats are also a federal crime if they're done so electronically, and they can be prosecuted as a felony. So these people are committing felonies. That's way different than me not liking what someone says on their channel. You know what I mean?
Just smiling about it. I think they need my troll swatter. Don't forget, she's been through her own federal court case, so she knows how it works now.
So how can you help? Don't engage with these sources. If you're in these Reddits and you're a part of this, don't. They're using my name on that Reddit and on Facebook to harass me. And
the Facebook group hasn't been active for ages. I think for 12 months at least. Sorry. Hello, schizo. Sorry. I need to go put myself into timeout. Whoops. It's essentially stalking someone on the internet. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go put myself into timeout.
There is an open investigation with the FBI. So this is not like anything that is new. All I'm sharing is what I've gotten today, and I'm going to go back to my job and do my work and create my content. I'm not here to have drama. This isn't me having drama with anyone else. This is honestly, like, I'm just trying to share with you what's going on. I know you love my content, but part of my content is me. And that means sometimes I share what's happening to me. And given that she was doing this stuff to Emily and she was actively involved with my stalkers, you know, I hope other people share their stories. I'm not trying to diminish what Emily went through, because what Emily went through is horrible, terrible. But if she did it to Emily, she did it to a lot of people, a lot. And I think when I watched Emily's video, I realized that she learned so much by what she was doing to Emily of how to do it to other people. And that's sad. Like, I feel like Emily was probably one of her first victims and longest victims. And Emily even said in her video, like, when she was not harassing her as much, Emily just figured that it was because she was harassing someone else online. And that's true. Like, if she had other targets. And you can look at her channel and see that she targeted so many different people. And a lot of them were just off baseless, gossipy claims that meant nothing, you know?
Well, we've got to segue back to the original. We've got to segue back to the original topic now. That's how this works.
I don't know. Yeah, Peaches was a victim of hers. To an extent, you guys, I know people don't like Lily Jean, but to an extent, Lily Jean was a victim of Creepshow art as well. Because the things that she was consistently accusing Lily of doing, she was adding so much hate.
Sorry, Shell Belly.
To this girl. And somebody had asked me like a very long time ago to do something about the Lily Jean story. And I declined because she was a minor. I think she was like 16 years old at the time. And I was like, I'm not going to go after a 16-year-old about having fake accounts on Instagram. Like, if that's her worst crime, who cares? Like, there are so many people that buy their subscribers or their followers.
Sorry, Shell. Shell Belly, I'll get that. Why is KJ in her 90? That is a very good question. I'll fix it up again. I thought I had it for 13 characters. I might have to make it for 20.
Followers. I don't do it, but there's lots of people that do. And if that's the worst thing she's doing, like, what's the point of like harassing a 16-year-old? Like, I wasn't going to do that. I'm not a fan of that girl. But did any of them really help the situation by, I'm not saying I defended the girl, and I'm not saying I defended her mother. I'm just saying in general, like, did it help the situation by targeting and harassing her? No, it didn't.
Short Order Cook says, I can't believe this constant repetitive injecting herself where she's not wanted. Yeah.
It didn't help the situation at all. It actually gave the girl more exposure, which is what she wanted to begin with, which is counterproductive, which is, again, why I didn't cover it.
I do have a violin emoji designed by
I don't know how to buy subscribers. I've never done it, so don't ask me. You can lose your entire channel if you do that. I would never. Like, there's literally an agreement on YouTube that if you buy subscribers or views or likes, they can kick you out of the partner program. And I actually there was a message today, and they're scrubbing out spam accounts today. And that's all you do. Like, I think when these people buy the accounts, they're just buying spam accounts. So I've never understood why you would buy fake followers, because they don't even interact or engage. I've never bought subs. I've done some advertising as a way to spend some money of my revenue, which I think is smart. Like, a lot of channels advertise. But beyond that, I've never like outright purchased anything. That's like against the terms of service. And I don't do that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, you like
I'm
them.
very like play by the rules when it comes to stuff like that. You can lose your whole channel if you do that. You can lose everything. You can lose your platforms on every platform if you do that. So at the end of the day, I'm not upset today. I just wanted to share with you what's going on. And just say that, like, if you're involved in this, like, please do better. If you are a creator that's engaging with these people, please do better. If you're running, if everything that I do is a means to, like, paint me as a villain, please do better.
But I can't make you do better.
Like, sometimes I sit here and I think, are there people out there that will never give me a break? You know what I mean? Like, if you're constantly making content that's hateful and mean, it's just it's going to direct the wrong kinds of people to your channels. Like, and if you have a kid that's, you know, involved in this kind of stuff, please know that, like, these anon boards are...
Yeah, so I think she's got 40,000 Instagram followers and 277 views.
Dangerous. So that's all I've got for right now. I will save this. If you guys, any of you channels that are recording this, I was told yesterday that a new channel popped up that's reposting all of my Instagram lives. If you continue to keep reposting these lives, I'm going to have find a way to get it all taken down. I don't like issuing strikes. I don't do that at all anymore.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I haven't seen Claire for a while. Oh.
So, if you're reposting my Instagram lives in their entirety, please don't. I don't want to have to issue strikes. I don't like doing that. Just don't.
But it's not in your... I'm not doing it in the entirety.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
First of all, I'm pausing them. First of all, I'm pausing her lives. I couldn't sit through the whole thing without breaks. Let's face it. I'm not scared. Sorry, John, you got kicked. Oh. No, not technically. You can't strike from Instagram to YouTube. And don't forget, she wasn't saving them. So my argument was originally, and she must watch, because I was saying that unless she saves, sorry, John, unless she saves them, she has no comeback, because I have the copy. So I'm not worried about it at all, to be honest with you. She can try. Plus, I'll just use the Katie Joy argument jurisdiction. All right. Hello, Timothy. We're just doing a whole lot of stuff. Because she did it without doing any commentating. That was what that is. I'm just going to call it the Katie Joy defense. I'm going to call it the Katie Joy defense. Well, Poppy Seeds doesn't do that type of law. But I don't know. It's never been discussed. I might just ask. I might ask Salty. I'll do a GoFundMe to employ to get Salty to deal with her. Okay. So let's go back to our friendly jordies. Well, let's just say she'd be able to put it together better than this is 2 hours 26:50. Okay, so as we know, Salty might do it pro bono. As we know that Kristos, the assistant for You're Here for the Friendly Jordies content, you've just come in at the right time, was arrested for stalking and intimidating Braz. If you add background music, we could have Nightbot play. Background music. I'll argue fair use. Of course, I'm not worried. I mean, there is nothing to worry about, because she said if you post it in the entirety. I'm not posting it in the entirety. I'm stopping. I'm having another chat. I'm having a chat, talking to people, reading out comments, and then I'm going back to it. Come on. If she wants to TLC would be able to I don't, wait on. Let's have a look. Just going to go here. It says default. Don't know whether it works, but you could try hashtag song provides user in chat the ability to request songs. And I've given everybody the limit. So let's have a look. No, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it works, but anyway. Oh, there you go. No way, Osbel. No way. Let's have a look. I'm just segueing. I'll get back to it. Oh, no, I don't have it. So I've got to work out. So yeah, I've got to work out how to get the music to play. But you can actually put music to play on there, which I think would be amazing. Osbel, you have outdone yourself. Have a look at this. If you're on the Discord, gee whiz, where are we? If you're on Discord, I don't know. I haven't been able to. I haven't worked out yet if there is a limit or anything. So, all right, let me just do this. I want to show you. This is what Osbel has done. Oh, thank you. Look at this. So if you're part of the Discord, that's actually there, and you can actually grab a copy of it. How's that? Maybe we need to turn these into stickers, hey? Osbel, you are amazing. Seriously. Wow. So there we go. Wow. But it's true though. Yeah. Yeah, one of the things I've got this week is to look at some merch and get some stickers that can be ordered. So I've just got to find somewhere to get them done that can ship internationally and everything. But anyway, so Friendly Jordies of Jordan Shanks, his assistant or his producer got arrested, which we watched the video last night, and we all said that it was disgusting. So he actually goes to court on June 24, on the 24th of June. Now, what is interesting is that all the articles that are on here, all the articles that are covering this case, talk about the fact that Jordan Shanks, you have to go to bed. All right, see ya. That he was defamatory. What they neglect to say is that he actually was talking about and uncovering and showed proof of corruption. That's what we've got. So this was 2 days ago. That there was corruption, and there is a couple of videos I'm going to show you. Someone did tell me one to recommend you all to watch too. You just draw. It's amazing. Yeah, so that one's in court in just over a week. They've had an administrative listing for the defamation case. That was today, but I can't get the documentation because they're restricted documents. I actually have to fill in another form. How mad am I about the situation? I'm not at a 10. I'm getting more worked up as the days go on, and I'm getting more and more of a rant because I'm finding the silencing is getting worse. So there's lots of people. So so I just did a search for him, and so there's lots of. So I know Tipster's covered him. I know many of you know Tipster. He did a story today. I actually laughed because he got Barilaro right, but he couldn't. He was calling him couldn't say Premier. So we've got that one. That's 194,000 views. There's this one, 47,000. Philip DeFranco. Obviously that's in there. Count Dankula. He's got 57,000. We've got Ozpol debates. We've got Luke and Lewis. I haven't made the cut yet. Bambi Bot. Lewis. So everybody, people are talking about it. And which we need to. That's all right. But it still works as my answer. So this says my state deputy leader arrests his critics. Australian journalism at its best. So it's getting a lot of people talking about it, and it needs to be talked about. Help friendly jordies. This is some of his stuff. Now, what Braz is doing is what we Americans call censorship. Braz is acting like a dictator. Yes. Well, he's also got to remember he's only a state leader. He's not even a federal leader. So lots of people are talking about him. But he's this is Christian Porter. He has a go at a lot of politicians. He actually was sued by Clive Palmer, but Clive Palmer dropped the lawsuit. Lazy Scott, he hates work. That's the Prime Minister. So he has goes at lots of people. Dictator ScoMo. So let's talk about what's happening in Canberra. That's another one of his. Don't watch the ABC. Why he should be in prison. So he, Kristos can't have an image of Braz, but many of us can buy a keyring of Braz. That's right. Defamation and friendly jordies. Can jokes be defamatory? It's like a governor in the States, but less power. Super Barrialo. All right, we've got to look at this one. Let's watch this one. It's 7 minutes. It's not long, so let's have a look at this one. All right, so yeah, Alberta, sleep safe. Let's have a look at this one.
The drops keep coming. We're back to filming at this, and you know what that means? Breaking news. I can't believe it. After we had that drop on Sunday, something else.
Yeah, and then we've got my lovely internet. All right, so this is Super Barilaro Kart. Says we somehow got our hands on leaked footage of a certain deputy premier getting pulled over. Mamma mia! Lord, I think this is one of the videos they complained about. So
the drops drops keep coming. We're back to filming in this, and you know what that means? Breaking news. I can't believe it. After we had that drop on Sunday, something else has been leaked to me via my Proton email. You'll never guess what it is. It is the footage of a highway police officer pulling over John Marilaro and charging him. Here it is. I present to you Bruz getting pulled over in his Mario Kart.
Bruz getting pulled over in his Mario Kart. I reckon everyone should turn up to court on the 24th of June wearing Mario and Luigi outfits as a protest. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? It's a shame I can't go to Sydney.
Oh, Bruz, I'm so hungry I could eat up Brumby. Wait, is this KFC? Yes, I thought as much. I just hit the red dot button. Wait, can I have a family feast combo and... What do you care if it's for a family or not? Just make it your name. Shit, I gotta go. Wait, 7 up for the drink. 7 up for the drink.
G'day, mate. You know I'm pulling you over?
Yeah, because you're a city slicker and you are ignorant of how tough it is for us fair dinkum bush battlers.
That's it.
Yoshi costumes, yes. It's going to get I generally feel sorry for 35 now. He has to deal with Bruz trying to shoulder his wage. Yeah. Could you imagine though if everyone turned up? Right, see you, Mimo.
The rush refers to cows. Do your research, Stooge. I'm just a simple country boy out in the big smoke, going for a walkabout, looking for some bush tucker.
Bush tucker?
Yes, Stooge. Ragu ravioli, just like Mama used to make. The witchetty grubs of Griffith.
Right, well, nonetheless, you're talking on the phone while driving, so I'm going to have to fine you.
Oh, really? Because as head of a Conservative party, I'm not that big of a fan of money going to the government, so...
Yeah.
How about I just slip you some cash, Stooge?
Excuse me?
Come on, this always works back in Monaro. We don't even call it a bribe there. We just call it the man from Snowy River.
Mate, I pulled you over because you were swerving all over the road and I saw you talking on your phone.
Yeah, but I was swerving because I'm hungry, and now you put me over, I'm even hungrier now, so I'm just going to swerve even more when I'm back on the road. So if you think about it, who's really the threat to road safety here?
No, that's not going to...
No, think about your actions.
Here's your fine. It comes to $370.
Oh, come on.
Hi, Nick. Says he's just impersonating a game character, that's all. Excuse me. What? Poppy seeds? Excuse me. Excuse me.
That's like 1/5 of a night at my Airbnb. I can't afford that shit.
You'll be expected to pay that by the end of the month, mate.
Yeah, shut up, you shit. Why is everyone picking on me just because I'm doing that legal shit? Oh, are you serious? I thought I cut the cops' funding. How are they still this effective?
G'day, mate. You know why you've been pulled over today?
Because you're a racist.
It's Hat, the cop character, said, oh, okay. Sorry, I like, yeah. To the bribe. Oh, okay. That's all right. Yeah. I heard it. I was wondering. I thought I'd said something wrong for a moment. I think this is one of the videos that's appeared in the, I think this is one of the videos that he's complained about.
And you have it in for the most persecuted people on earth. Italian stooge. No, you're driving 145 kilometres in a 90 zone. Well, I'm from the country, man. It's hard to keep up with the speed limits in this fucking city. 1 minute is 50, then it's 70, 140. No, there's no 140 speed limit in New South Wales, mate. No 140 speed limit? Bro, you have not hit Parramatta on a Saturday night, cruising the streets with only the sweet smell of doner kebab in your...
Okay. Oh, no, that's... Oh, dear.
nostrils to keep you fired up. Look, I'm going to have to fine you. Oh, what the fuck? You guys give out fines like they're tickets, mate. You're just fined. Okay, well, I think it'd be wise for you to be a little more conscious on the road. I'm conscious? I'm conscious as. Do you even know the meaning behind Matrix Reloaded? I do. Redemption. Okay, well, here's your ticket. You'll be required to pay that by the end of the month. Fabala. What was that? I said you're handsome! No. Now I'm going to have to fine you for abusing an officer. No, this is bullshit. I swear to God, only in Sydney, bro. If I was back on my set, I'd say, officer, my chicken's getting cold. He just got me. He put the zinger right in my mouth. But yeah, I'm black and I'm so hungry. What's this shit, officer? Where am I, bro? Where am I? I'm saying lots, dude. Here's your ticket. You have. Yeah, a month. I know. Shut up. Oh, so now you can see me. I could see you the whole time, Steve. Man, bro, I swear to God, I'm such a good actor. I could have been in The Godfather. How could you disrespect me with this ticket, bro? I'm a hemophiliac and... Oh, my God, Stitch! Yes, boys, oh, my heart just pays off proud. Fuck. They forgot their tenders. That's it. I'm going on mental health leave.
There we go. So that's one of the videos that he's taken offence to. Bruzzy's hurt because it's true. So I want to know, how does he prove that it's not true? How do they? Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's one of the videos in question. So Kristos hearings on the 24th of June, and the defamation hearing is listed for the 9th of July at 9:30. And it's where are we? So, well, and don't forget what they did to Gillard too. So it says the first case management hearing is on the 9th of July, and they had an administrative listing. So Poppy Seeds, seeing that you're around, what's an administrative listing? What does that mean? Is that just to make sure that everything's been submitted so far and is correct? I can't wait for the lawsuits to get in the newspaper. They give Bertha Gillian a jumbo nose parody and caricature is to poo, and apparently it is. Because that was today. Usually means something related to the process. Okay. And then the first case management hearing is where they're going to outline how the case is going to present. Yeah, okay. Basically what I said. Cool. Okay, cool. So at the moment, the statement of claim, the affidavit, and the originating application have been submitted. So I am guessing that the defence will have to be filed soon, because it would have to be done by the 9th of July. So I'm hoping that this gets put onto public record so that they become available. So they haven't listed Shanks's lawyer yet either. So maybe they're not maybe they haven't gone on the record yet, or it's not updated. So anyway, that is that. We're just going to end on this. So the video that we watched last night of the arrest, the officer believes that he tripped over, says that he tripped over. So do we believe that he tripped over, or do we think that, do we believe that he tripped over, or do we think it's other, because we didn't see it, it's not on the footage, but do we think that there's more to it, or was it an innocent trip? We did find out that the dog is okay. You need a palate cleanser. I know you needed a palate cleanser, yeah. I hope that little Luigi Mario thing was okay as a bit of a palate cleanser. So, yes. Mario, yeah, good. As long as Mario was a good palate cleanser for you. I had a thought. Kristo can't own any character if his family friends show up as Mario. That wouldn't flout the rule, would it? That's what I'm... yeah. I mean, if Charlie Potter tripped over in his relentless... It is possible that he did trip over. A counter-terrorism agent cannot get around 50-year-old with arthritis. We're in trouble if the Russians invade. That is true. That is true. So I have been, so all the stuff that I've found so far, regarding the media being suppressed and everything, even about the stuff yesterday about Helen Dalton coming out in support. I got all of that on Twitter. So, and that was released by his lawyers. So his lawyers are really playing the social game. And then I then went and checked it all out. So people are wondering how I've been able to get the information. Well, that's how I've done it, and then I've had to go and try and find it, and then try and verify it, and then talk about it. But as flash of lightning just made it up. But as many of you know, I don't generally give opinions. I generally present everything and you make up your own mind. But this one has got me a little bit fired up, particularly regarding the fact they're trying to silence people. That's right. 251.40. No, the gag in the media doesn't look good. We're talking about another. So just saying this. Peter Dutton to enter court-ordered mediation with Shane Bazzi in tweet defamation case. Tell me why these politicians, because someone says something mean to them, suddenly suing for defamation. That means that Mr. O'Brien could go after me. But then I would plead truth because he is an idiot. Sorry. So Dutton is suing refugee activist Shane Bazzi over the tweet after vowing in March he would take a more aggressive stance against false defamatory statements made about him online. Right, see you, Karen. So he's already deleted the tweet and committed not to repeat the claim, but Dutton has sought an apology and damages, and he's pressing ahead with the case. In the hearing, White said the case would not be amongst the biggest defamation cases, that came before this court. I don't know what he said. But anyway, they've been listed for a management hearing on the 21st of September with the potential trial to follow in early October. And Poppy Seed says, imagine being Minister for Immigration, or was, and targeting refugees for being critical of you. Exactly. Bazzy's claim was similar to an earlier statement by Greens Senator Larissa Waters. She's since retracted her claim and apologised. That's right. Dutton told Sky News that female refugees held on Nauru were claiming they needed to come to Australia for an abortion following but changed their minds when they arrived. You could question whether people needed medical attention, he said at the same time. Come on, calling O'Brien an idiot is an insult on idiots. Well, I am blocked on Twitter, by the way, John Fox. There seems to be a lot of defamation suits going on in your government. That's really different. I know. I don't know what's happening. The same day Dutton revealed he did not disclose the Higgins allegation to Prime Minister Scott Morrison and was quoted saying he wasn't provided with the she said, he said details of the allegations. Baz's defence also invokes the she said, he said comment to argue he had proper material on which to base his honest opinion, or that his tweet was a fair comment because it was based on facts which were stated, sufficiently indicated or notorious. So there's another one. Another politician. So they're going into mediation. Now, I believe that there has been a crowd-funded campaign for Shane Bazzy's legal fees, and I think that's just they needed $150,000. They're just under that. So everyone's getting behind the underdogs. And the thing that I object to, and I would like to know the information, is that sometimes politicians can access government funding to cover their court costs. Now, I believe that Christian Porter was declined money from the ABC to defend the ABC case because the taxpayers are paying twice. And I don't see why taxpayers should have to pay if they want to sue because their feelings get hurt. So, maybe they shouldn't be politicians, and they should give it to people that can do the job. So its control mechanism, a diversion and experiment to see how far they can go, it seems. Yes, well, Porter didn't go anywhere. And as I said, the Greens tried to introduce a bill to have an inquiry because Porter mediated his case. What people were hoping is that the defamation case would go to trial and they would have an answer one way or the other as to whether the allegations against Porter were true. That's what they were hoping. Now it's been mediated. People are saying, well, that doesn't mean he's off the hook. There needs to be an investigation to see whether he should still be in cabinet. With those allegations still hovering over his head. They will always be hovering over his head. But the government has blocked all attempts to try and get an inquiry. I would think if it was me, I'd want my name cleared. However, that's just me. But we'll find out on the 5th of July what's happening with this defence from the ABC that he wants struck from the record. He literally wants it struck from the record as if it never existed. And the judge has already said that's not how it works. Well, I think so too, John. I think so too. And don't forget, Bruz, if he can afford a mansion or an estate with 4 houses on it and get $160,000 back every year from Airbnb, he can pay his legal fees. So that's what I say. So anyway, that's essentially what's been happening with that. So I'm going to the other one that I think is a bit of an idiot is Tim Smith. But, which pollies that suit all get voted out. I would like to think that they would get voted out. If they're thinking about protecting their reputation, they're not thinking about their constituents. No more about how MSN watch TV reporter. Wow. Cool. Oh, really? Oh, look at this. I'm giving you this. I haven't verified it yet. But Crikey's reporting that Friendly Jordies Facebook group banned for breaking hate speech rules. So let's have a look. This is Crikey. I don't know whether this is. Oh, thank you, Jenna. Banned one of its most active groups with 33,000 members. Has been banned for having a picture of Adolf Hitler. Friendly Jordies videos have been watched more than 130 million times. So Facebook confirmed to Crikey that Friendly Jordies affiliated Common Sense Brigade Facebook group was removed for repeatedly breaking the platform's rules. It was not related to the arrest this month of Friendly Jordies producer Kristos for allegedly stalking and intimidating Braz. Over to you. Do you find this timing to be a bit suspicious? Is this a bit odd? Why now? Over the year, we've introduced a number of measures to make groups safer and group admins and members more accountable. This group was removed from Facebook as the admins repeatedly approved posts that violate our community standards. Facebook representatives will not provide any more on the record comments about what led to the banning, but Crikey understands that members of the group had shared content that broke the policies. The straw that broke the camel's back was an image of was Hitler posted to the group that violated the company's organised hate policy. Facebook groups that repeatedly violate the company's policies are automatically removed. Shanks set up the Common Sense Brigade towards the end of 2020 with an explicit intention of spreading the anti-coalition and pro-Labor Party memes online. During Facebook's brief news ban for Australia users, Shanks instructed the group's members to set up a local Facebook community group to covertly share all pro-ALP content to counter the effects of the Murdoch press without disclosing their purpose. The community was also a space for members to share news and memes about Australian politics. A common purpose for Facebook groups, members had posted satirical images of Barilaro, along with other political figures photoshopped as dictators, including Hitler. It is unknown exactly what the offending post was, but Crikey has seen at least one image of Barilaro photoshopped in a photo of Hitler and Benito Mussolini, which was posted hours before the group was banned. Shanks and his team did not respond to the questions. So it goes on. In the aftermath of the group's banning, Shanks fans are finding other spaces to regroup. Several state-based Common Sense Brigades groups are available to continue to grow to thousands of members. Another Facebook group called Exodus was created by Common Sense Brigade, while Friendly Jordies' Discord server has been revitalised. Meanwhile, fans are literally taking to the streets to spread their message as flyers calling for the immediate removal of John Barilaro were handed out in Sydney's Pitt Street on Tuesday. So there you go. So I don't want to be cynical, but I'm cynical that it's happened around this same time. I just find that to be really, really, really weird and bizarre. And my chat's not working, so I apologize. I'm not talking. I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. As I said, I just find it very, very suspicious. Why now? They're denying that had anything to do with it. The cynic in me goes, yeah. As I said, that was from Crikey. I've just found that. So that's how I get my stuff. You say it's sus, Nick? Yeah. According to Jordan, the Biden administration contacted the Labor Party to ask about the Common Sense Brigade. Really? Wow. Of course it is, Australia. We've seen this over and over again. They are a law unto themselves, and their timing is always held in escrow until they decide what to take down. And Daniel Andrews has had many... Oh, how many times has Dan Andrews been drawn as a dictator? Gee, his nickname's Dictator Dan, is what some people call him. You know, why isn't that, defamatory? But anyway. Well, anyways, thank you all for joining me. We've just hit the 3-hour mark, so it's been a very long live. We've had lots to do. It's been a very busy day. So for those of you that stayed, you've got the latest stuff on the Friendly Jordies matter. The fact that the Facebook group's now being taken down conveniently. Can we eject the Murdoch press they vented? Yeah. Yes, sus. All right. So thank you very much. All right. I will catch you all tomorrow, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. We'll see what tomorrow brings as far as topics to discuss. Catch you all later. Bye.